In this tutorial, we're going to go over the tile tool in Alteryx. So from our last step, I've added a formula tool that calculates the difference between two dates. That's just called date time diff, that has the two columns that you're interested in and specifies what unit you care about and the data type that's the output. So we need an integer, we're naming it date diff. For more information on how to use the formula tool, look at one of the earlier videos. Now, for the tile tool, we're going to go into preparation, and we're going to scroll to the right a little bit. And the tile tool allows us to assign groups to our different data based on some criteria with cutoff points. So it'll divide things into buckets for us. And then we can use other tools like filtering in order to break out the buckets that we're interested in. So it defaulted to creating smart tiles with date diff, but I want a little bit more control over what I'm doing. So for my tile method, I am going to select manual. Manual allows me to specify all of the criteria that I care about. So the tile field, so the field that we're breaking it into groups on, is going to be date diff, which happens to be our only numeric field. And we're going to specify that our cutoffs are 30 and 90. So what this means is date diff is the difference between the current date and the date that the file was last modified. If we divide that into groups, we're going to divide it based on cutoff points of 30 and 90. For our unit is days, because we specified that in the formula. So if it is less than 30 days, it'll be in one group. If it's between 30 and 90, it will be in another group. And if it's more than 90, it will be in a final group. There are grouping options down here that we don't need for what we've got right now. And we'll just take a browse tool to see what the output looks like and run it. And we'll notice that in addition to the columns we had before, we have added a tile num and a tile sequence num. So what tile num is which tile it's in or which grouping it is in. We've got 3s all over the place, and hey, look, a 1. That 1 would be our less than 30 days. 3 is more than 90 days. But for our tile number of 1, that's the group that's less than 30. Hey, date diff of 0. It makes sense and it works. The other thing worth noting is this tile sequence number is within a tile, let's give a unique identifier to the row, and we're just going to sequentially assign it based on whatever order it kind of felt like going through it. Don't count on it being reliably what you would hope it is unless you've run the sort tool first. But we've now got it into tiles, and with that, we can use a filter tool to only filter out data that has a tile number of 1, the less than 30 days. And with that, you have the tools that you need to complete this workflow for Chapter 4.